over some example use cases and workflows for you guys. Now, I touched on this briefly in the video on how to generate reviews, but I just want to go into a little bit more detail so you guys can mix and match what makes the most sense for your business here. But I want to walk you through kind of 4 different scenarios, and it's just going to be up to you guys to kind of find and test really what works for you guys. So some of you are instantly going to know what you need to do. There's going to be some things maybe you can test and see what works better than others. But in general, it's a pretty straightforward process. And I think based on your business model and your business type, you'll be able to quickly identify what you want to try and what's going to work best for you. So for the example use cases, really there's 4 different ways to do this. You've got the public displays, you've got the manual ask, and then you've got the drip feed, which is going to be using the system. And then you've got a hybrid that's going to kind of include several. And really, the hybrid is going to be where it's at if you're able to do so, because it's going to get the most asks for reviews. And the more times you are able to ask, the more reviews you're going to get. That's the simple formula to success here. So you don't want to be super annoying with it, but generally, the more times you ask, the more reviews you're going to get. And most of you are not getting reviews, first of all, because you're not asking. And second of all, the ones of you that are asking and still not getting reviews is because, number one, you're probably not asking but one time, and then you don't have an effective way to ask. So we have completely simplified this process. That's the power of this system, and what it will do for you is that it makes it super easy for your customers to leave you reviews. Where some of you don't really have a process, you're just asking to leave a review and you're hoping and praying that they're going to go figure out how to do that on their own. Well, we have completely taken all that work away from the customer and all that guesswork, I guess, away from them. And so we're asking them to leave a review now, but we're going to make it super easy for you because we're going to send you this link where it's going to have everything you need to do from here, and there's no guesswork. It's going to be exact instructions on what you need to do. So let's walk through these use cases real quick. So the public displays, you'll come down, once you log into your account, you'll come over to get reviews. And then at the top here, you got some tabs. It's going to come over to QR code. So you can use these QR codes. You can order some things online. You can order some cards where you just tap their phone and it works like that. You just kind of Google this. In the future, we are looking to offer some of these products, whether it's a public display that they can actually tap with their phone. So they just be able to take their phone and tap up to the display, or it's like a business card. It's just got a radio frequency in it that'll automatically generate, I guess, your QR code instead of them having to scan it. So you can go that option, or you can use the QR code itself, download it, put it on a business card. You can print it, laminate it, however you want to work it. You can incorporate this. So our first method is public display. So this is going to appeal if you have a retail, some kind of brick and mortar retail front, whether you're a service business or not, at a point of sale, whether you're retail or you are maybe a restaurant. You can put this at your checkout register. You can put it as a mat. And so you can get some of these that are designed fairly nice on the internet. And you can connect it to this link where as they go to check out, it's going to be in front of them. And then you'll have the option to manually ask as they check out if they'll leave you a review. If you've got a card, you can hold it out so they can tap it to their phone. And most people will kind of be impressed with the gadgetry of that. And it'll just be a way to start that conversation. So with all that being said, for smaller ticket businesses where you are not collecting a name or email address, you're going to have to use this option to get them to leave you a review, to ask for reviews. Restaurants, you can put these on every single table. You can put it on your menu. You can even have your server come and leave them a card with a QR code on it whenever they're finished. Just please leave us a review or whatever. Like, you can get very creative, and the big thing is to ask. If you will ask and put something in front of them, you're going to get reviews. People not most people, but a percentage of people, if you'll ask them, they will do it. And the big problem that most of you are having is you're not asking. So even if you have a service business or a sales business where you're going out and you're meeting with the customers never come to your location, you can still use these QR codes to ask them to leave you a review on the spot. All you have to do is ask them, hey, would you mind leaving us a review? Everyone's going to say yes, and simply pull out that card and say, would you say, here, we can go ahead and do it real quick. I know you're busy, got a lot of things going on here. You can do it real quick. Let me just scan this, and it'll pop up on their phone. That's one way to do it. So the other way is to manually ask. So if you don't want to do the QR code, you can manually ask them to leave a review. Once they say yes, you can just send them over the link manually, text, however you want to do it. So it doesn't matter whether you're in person or on the phone. I always recommend, the more you can ask people in person, if you have that availability, the more reviews you're going to get. And it's really going to set up later if you send them a link. So you're going to have more success if you physically ask them, whether it's in person or on the phone, and then have them looking for the link and then send them the link, right? So that's kind of the manual process. Is maybe at the end of the day, you just pop this link to them in a message on your phone. Maybe you send them an email. Maybe it's on your invoice. You can put this QR code on your invoice, like however you structure your business. That would be the manual process to do it. Some of you have CRMs with automations that's sending out text messages. Some of you have scheduling software that's sending out text messages or emails. So you can incorporate this link, just come in here and copy this link and put it in there and ask them for a review in that software. If it's a scheduling software, after it's complete, you can include that in the workflow of what you're already doing. And so you don't need to do anything extra. And that would be the manual process. Drip feed is going to be one of the main features of our software that really gives us an advantage over the other workflows, because it's going to ask multiple times. If you do it the manual way, if you just send in a manual text or email or just asking over the phone, you're just asking once. So this is going to give you an option. So maybe these people tell you they want to leave you a review, and they have every good intention of leaving you a positive review, but life happens, they get busy, they've got their own stuff going on, and unfortunately leaving you a review is not the top of their priority list. So this helps with that, just keeping you in front of them, because they have every intention. And the big reason people don't is just because, one, they don't know how. It's confusing. They don't have an easy way to do it. Number two is it's just out of sight, out of mind. So we're solving both of those problems for you with this solution. So you would just come in here and just send them. I would turn on these triggers to send out on day, this is a demo account, so it's doing that. I can't turn it on, but it's send on day 3 and day 7. So that way they're going to get 3 drips. And what will happen is that'll end when they click on the link. So if they don't click on the link to go leave your review on the first message, they're going to get a second message. If they don't click on that one, they're going to get a third one. So there's 3 reminders there. Now, if you ask them in advance, so maybe you're a service business or a point of sales, but you do have their text number or email number, you ask them at the point of sale or the point of service, hey, would you mind leaving us a review? It really would help us out if you would do that. And most people are going to say yes, say great. I'll send you over a link, come in a little later today, or however you want to do it. Just be looking for that link, and then they will get the email or the text message from you. So you've already kind of set that up. So by the time they get the text message, it's going to be the second attempt to ask. So if they get a text message and an email, technically you're asking 3 times right there. So you've asked them once in person, then they get a text, then they got an email, and then you're going to drip feed 2 more texts and 2 more emails. So you can see how the repetition, the more times you ask, the more results you're going to get. And that's how some of these companies are getting 2,000, 4,000, 5,000 reviews, and you've got like 25 or 50, right? The more you ask, the more you're going to receive. So that is the way to do that. That would be the drip feed. So the hybrid is really, I kind of mixed that on the drip feed, but the hybrid would just be simply mixing any combination of these. The public display, where you're also got a public display at the point of sale, but you do enter them into a drip feed. So maybe a public display. You could even ask them And then you could put them into the drip feed. That would really be a hybrid. Again, this is a game of the more times you ask, the more results you're going to get. And so with all that being said, the last thing I want to mention here is when to actually ask. So some of you are in a sales organization. So as soon as you close a deal, you can have your salespeople, you can give them access, and then they could come in, put the name and phone number, and send it out immediately. And a way to incentivize this is with sales or service people is give them maybe $5, $10, whatever makes sense for your business, maybe $25, or maybe do a competition at the end of the month and give them $200, or however you want to do this, whatever makes sense for your business structure. Who can get the most mentions in positive reviews. And so that way it'll become a competition for them, for your service providers, if you've got field technicians, or for your salespeople. You can make it a competition to them to see who can get the most. And so what you would do is whenever they complete a sale, they could come in here themselves and just type in, send it to the person. They could technically have the person on the phone. You could do this in a follow-up for like a service business and say, hey, how was your service or whatever. If you just closed the deal, say, hey, how did I do? And then you say, hey, would you mind leaving me a review real quick? And then you say, well, I got you the phone. I'm going to shoot you this link. We made it super easy for you, and I'll walk you through it while I got you on the phone. And you can have them leave you a review right there on the phone, right? Some of these you want to incentivize for leaving video testimonials, because you can use these in ads. And I'm going to do a different video on that. I don't want to make this one too super long. I just want to give you guys ideas. If you can get customers to leave you video testimonials, it's worth paying for. So if you need to incentivize the customer, most businesses, there are no laws against that, but I know once you get into insurance and some of those things, it may be a little bit of a gray area on how much you can incentivize. But I think for most of you who are doing this, you can give them anything you want, but it would be worth paying $25 for a review, maybe giving them a gift card, doing something like that. If you can get a video testimonial, I would pay that all day long if I were you, just because I know the power of it when you incorporate that on something like your website or incorporate it into your ad strategy. So there's a lot you could do there. And so with that being said, so field service technicians, you could have them do it immediately. You can come in at the end of the day. Maybe you got office staff, or if you just want to come in at the end of the day and just add everyone in here from the end of the day and send it out that day or the next morning. Once work orders come in, purchase orders, whatever it is, you can send those out at one time during the day. I wouldn't wait too long. If you need to, you can do this once or twice a week if that makes sense for you, but just know the quicker you get this to them, the more chance of them leaving a review. The longer you wait, the less chance you're going to have. So you kind of want to strike while the iron's hot, especially if you have asked them and set it up in advance. You want to send it pretty quickly while they're looking for it. But if you do want to upload a list at one time and just send them all out at one time, or maybe multiple times a week, you just go here and upload a list, and you can upload up to 100 names there. So I hope that gives you guys some ideas on some different workflows and how you can use this software to be successful with it. The big thing is you got to ask, and you got to provide an easy solution for your customer to be able to leave you a review. And that's what this software does, is it gives you multiple attempts to get in front of them. Especially if you apply some of these other techniques, you can easily get 7, 8 asks in there for reviews. And so just the law of numbers, if you ask 8 or 9 times for a review per customer, right, you're going to get more reviews than somebody that only asks once. And so we've given you guys an easy solution to do that. All you have to do is just make it part of your daily workflow, part of your daily habit. Be consistent with it, and you guys are going to be shocked at how many reviews you're going to be able to generate in 1 month, 2 months, 3 months. And if you do that over the period of a year, you're going to start to separate yourself from your competitors online. So if you guys got any questions about any of this, feel free to reach out.